Hey everyone, today we're gonna go over some quirky things that I want in Bloxburg. This time we're not gonna look at essential things like things that a lot of us want, but more like things that I personally want, small things that aren't necessary to the gameplay, but that I would love to add to the game because I do want some quirky things in there. So let's start with the first one. And the first one that I would really love to see in Bloxburg is farming. Farming would be so amazing. Imagine you could build your own farm, add cows, add chickens, grow your own hay or whatever you want to grow in your farm, and then make some crops and milk your cows and stuff like that. You could sell that. That would be so amazing if that was kind of like a job. Like if you milked your cow, you would level up in that job and stuff like that. But you could all do it from home and you didn't even have to start a shift to do it. You could just live in your farm, enjoy life with your cows and your chickens, and just have fun on your little farm that you have built without having to worry about going to work, making money. That would be such a fun addition to the gameplay. Honestly, I would love to see something like that where you could work on your plot on something that you made yourself. You made your own fence and you added your own chickens, you bought them yourself. You can choose however many you want, and then you have to like tend them and sell the eggs and stuff like that, maybe on your computer or something. But it would be a lot of fun to see that happening, and it would just be a fun way to actually make money on it like that way, because I do feel like we need something else than just the normal jobs that we have, but it would be fun if it had a leveling system to it. Then another thing I would love to see is aquariums. I am such a fan of aquariums. I used to have an aquarium as a kid, and it would just be a nice addition. So it would be nice to see something like aquariums that are already in the game so that you can't really change. You can just place them against the wall or something and they're already decorated. But then it would also be nice if you could create ponds or your own custom aquariums where you add your own little plants to it and your own little decorations, and then you choose the fish that you want to add to that. So there's like a little inventory with fish that you can pick from and buy them and put them in your aquarium. Also affects the health of the fish and stuff like that. But that would be a hard system to implement. I would just be happy if there was an aquarium where you could place fish in it without like all of the other custom stuff. It would be nice if you could make your own custom aquariums, obviously. But if we only focus on aquariums, yes, I would love to see that in game. Then something else, dogs and cats. We're still in the animal category, but I would love to see dogs and cats, and being able to bring your dog with you in the car, for example, to the park. Take a leash with you, have them on a leash, walk them. I think it would create more player interactions, and you just would have your own dog. You would have to go buy dog food and cat food in the BFF store, and it would just be nice to like have a house and have your cat walk around in it and stuff like that. And a lot of Roblox games, the pets are so non-realistic. For example, we have giraffes and stuff like that, and they don't look realistic. And I feel like for Bloxburg, we need something more realistic where the cat wouldn't run away, but you can let them outside and they would come back and stuff like that. So that would be very hard to implement, but I feel like it would be so much fun if you could just have a cat running around in your house. It would add some life to everything. And of course, walking your dog in Bloxburg would be an amazing thing to do. Picking up their little poopies. Why not? And then we leave the animal category and we go to dirt and mold. I would love to see some dirt accumulating on places. Like, for example, if you use your shower too much, that it gets dirty. And if you don't clean it, it gets dirtier and dirtier until it's like completely brown and green and full of mold and stuff like that. I know it would be kind of weird, but it would just be a little fun addition to the cleaning update that we had a few months ago or even a year ago now. Just stuff that gets dirty. For example, your plates. If you leave a plate of food in the fridge for too long, it would be fun to see that get like molded and green stuff on it and hair on it and stuff like that. I know it's quite dirty, but it would add to the realism of the gameplay, and I feel like that would be so much fun to see in the game. If you leave a plate out on your counter for too long, or you forget about a plate you put outside of hot dogs and you come back to it later, that is completely molded and it stinks, and if you eat it you get sick and all your moods go down. That would be such a fun addition to see. I know I am weird like that. But then also, for example, Halloween is getting closer. It would be fun in the Halloween update to see something like falling leaves, like leaves that fall out of trees, and then you need to get your like blower, or you need to wrang them together or collect them and create piles of leaves that the city comes and picks up. Same with your dirt. I would love to see a system where, for example, every Tuesday they come pick up your dirt, and you won't always have dirt bags outside of your house. Only when the dirt collector comes, you would have to put your stuff outside from the bin would be a nice thing to see, so that you don't always have to have some dirt next to your mailbox. We're still in the dirt category. I must have a weird obsession with dirt, but yes, dirty clothes. So for example, if you run around and you sit in the grass, that your jeans get dirty and that you have to wash them. So washing bins, we already have washing machines and stuff like that, but it would be fun to see your clothes get dirty and actually have to like wash them and change them out. Would be a fun addition to see in the game. Then something else I want, but is not a necessity obviously, is phones. It would be nice to be able to have a phone where you could DM your friends on and stuff like that, so that you wouldn't have to whisper in the Roblox chat and just invite people through your phone, stuff like that. Also, with the phone, I would love to see, for example, smart lights where you can set rooms in your house. For example, you set your living room, you set, I don't know, 3 lights together, just like smart stuff on your phone. And then you could choose to turn on the lights in your house through your phone via your smart home app, for example. That would just be a fun addition to see. In that, I would also love to see a button for your blinds. A lot of people build on 2-3 stories without having a floor in between and still have like windows on every single floor, and they want to close the blinds, but then they have to jump on stairs or ladders to be able to close and open those blinds. I would love to be able to have a button that works like the light switch, but then for your blinds, so that you could set a room and close all of the blinds in that room, open all of the blinds. Would be so much easier than having to jump on top of your windows. And then we already have a weather system and the game works with seasons. It would be amazing to be able to see something implemented with heating and airco, so that you would have to place that kind of stuff in your house to keep your moods up. For example, if you're cold, then your mood and energy goes down, something like that. If you're too hot, then you are kind of slow and you can't walk as fast. It would be nice to see a system like that. We already have weather, we already have seasons, heating and airco would just be a nice addition to that. Then being able to move houses and rooms. You select a room and you move it a little further on your plot. You select your house, you move it a little further, or you even select a room and then go up a floor, or copy a room. You could even do that. That would be so much fun to see. I know it would be hard to implement. It's in The Sims, but it would be nice to be able to move your entire house a little more further away from the mailbox, because sometimes when I do build, I build too close to the street and then I want to move my entire house, but I can't. Would be nice to see a system like that. Also for rooms, it would be nice to see that if you want to create a room or different sets of rooms and then you want to combine them later, would be nice to create them separately and then add them together like that. And then the last thing I really would love to see in the game is terraforming. For example, create mountains, create pits, fill them with water so that it looks more realistic than actually using the roof or a swimming pool. It would be hard to implement into the game, but it would be nice to see, for example, someone building a mountain and then building a mountain house on top of that. Also, painting the floor to snow or grass or sand would be so nice to see in the game. I would love to have that. And then, for example, if you have a mountain, you could also build inside that mountain so that you can kind of have like a hill house, create secret ways into that mountain that you build. Stuff like that would be amazing to see in the game. So these are some of the quirky things that I want in Bloxburg, not things that you necessarily need, just stuff that I would like to see coming to Bloxburg. I'm probably most excited about the farming myself. I don't know if it will ever come to the game, but I would love to see something like that. Let me know what you are most excited about, or any ideas that you have for stuff that has to be added to the game that's not necessary but that you do want in the game. For example, a school. A lot of people want a school, but just something quirky. I would love to see some ideas like that. That was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.